Hey lovelies, okay, let's do a recap. This is what I was looking like before, and this is what I'm looking like now. This is what we're trying to get to, okay? So this is the last part for this whole wash and go thing. So this is the first method I'm getting into, which is the heat method. This is like my go-to because it's fast and it's easy. Feel me? Like, it gives me the results that I want when I want it, at the time that I want it, and I don't have to wait. Okay, so you got to be careful with this method because I use high heat sometimes, I use medium heat sometimes. It all just depends. But with this method, make sure that you keep the blow dryer away from your hair as much as possible because you will stretch it out to the point that it looks like a blowout instead of you just stretching your curls out. If you notice, I focus the blow dryer on my roots and I constantly keep it moving because I do not want to stretch out my curls too much that they no longer look like curls. When I get to the top of my head, I try to stretch it out as much as I can, but I still want that like layer round full effect. So I don't go crazy with stretching it and making the blow dryer hit it as much as I would when it comes to the back because I want that length. The front of my hair is the same. Where it hangs in my face, I do not want to stretch it out too much because my hair, as you see, naturally just is longer in the front and it hangs in my face. And even with this cut, it just hangs down. It is very, very respectful of gravity, and I want my hair to defy gravity. Like, I want it to be round and stand up and just have a lot of body and shape, but my hair, despite all of the layers that I have in it don't do that. This is what I get from just elongating my curls and stretching it with the heat method. Now what I'm gonna do is the second method. The second method that I use is the banding method. I like to use this to go to bed because it is better than putting my hair up in the pineapple. I really don't like the pineapple, and even before the pineapple was a thing, I would like use my scarf and stuff like that, and it's just hard to get the hair to lay how I want to once I take my scarf off from that pineapple. So I'm taking medium sized sections and I'm using like 2 elastic bands to wrap my hair going downwards on that section. So as I wrap, I pull the elastic band a little bit more down until I get like a quarter of hair curls, the ends of my hair left out. You do not want to wrap it until you have no ends because the curl is what people are seeing. You want to have that illusion that your curls are still full and you still have that wash and go going. Now for me, this method worked out great because my curls just elongated, but it still had its pattern and it still looked very much so as a wash and go. Now I do this all over my head until I have no more sections to band, and then I go ahead and wrap my hair with my scarf and put my bonnet on, and I go to bed or just do whatever I need to do for the day. But before I put my scarf on and once I'm finished banding, I'm gonna take my water bottle and I'm just gonna spritz it lightly to the ends of my hair and my roots, and I'm gonna follow it up with an oil of my choice. Right now I'm using the Ori hair growth oil. Check out my previous video for more information on this brand. And I rub that in. My hair is not soaking wet, my hair is barely damp. I'm literally just spritzing it so the water can sit on top of my hair. So once I finish applying it, I rub everything in, the water and the oil, and I put my scarf on, I wrap my hair up, and I go to bed. Follow me on Instagram because if I don't post on here, I usually post on there, and you can see what I'm doing and what hairstyle I have in at that current moment. This is what it looks like when I wake up in the morning. And yes, I just woke up, got out of bed, so yeah, that is what it is. Yep. Anyways, So I go ahead and I unwrap it. I'm going to show the whole process of me unwrapping my hair and basically separating my curls so that they're no longer clumped together because of the elastic band. And even with wrapping it and spraying it with the water, you still see my curls still so defined. I believe spritzing it with the water and the oil actually helps with keeping my hair defined while being banded up. And you still see the curl pattern. They're just elongated. Whatever curl looks super frizzy, I go ahead and I spritz it with some water and wrap the ends only around my finger. I actually did the banding method up until like the last week of me having it in. I just use bigger sections. Like instead of having like 8 sections, I literally just band my hair into 4, and I don't band it with 2 elastic bands anymore. Like I'll just band it with 1, and as far as it goes down is as far as it goes down, and that's it. So I want the fullness, but I also want my hair to stay elongated. So that's why I do the banding method. I just like how it made my hair look, and you'll see that towards the end as the days went on, my hair, it got a little shorter, but I still kept the length. Now that I'm done, I'm going to take some oil and I'm going to spread it on my fingertips and on my palm and begin to separate my hair. I'm separating all of the curls that I can get a hold of. I don't want it to look patchy and spotty and stuff like that. I really just want it to look full and a little bit longer than it initially did. So because it's still like patchy and stuff like that, I'm gonna go ahead and take this pick and I'm gonna start picking out my hair a bit, just so I won't see any scalp. I don't want to see no scalp, I really don't. But I'm not going to pick too much because I do want this to last. I don't want to create any extra unnecessary frizz. I want that to just happen naturally. If I do get a little bit of frizz, I'm okay with that, but I just want to give my hair some type of shape and fullness, so I'm using the pick to do that. And this is what I was able to get for day 1 hair. This is the next day from the initial wash and go, but this is what it's looking like, and so far so good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So I guess you could say this is day 2 instead of day 1, but yeah. Now the reason why my hair looks so thin in the back is because I realize it's the layers that I have in my hair. My hair is kind of cut like a mullet, and it's growing that way as well. So in order for my hair to look full, my layers basically have to overlap. My hair has to overlap, and that's where you get the fullness. That's why a lot of people's bobs are heavy on the bottom, because even though they have slight layers, their hair is still overlapping each other. So Saturday, which was April 3rd, I decided to blow dry my hair for this low, small feed-in ponytail that I did, and that's when I actually seen the reason why my hair looked so thin. So last day of wash and go. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you are able to use one of these methods. I hope I was able to give you some information that could help you guys have your wash and goes last longer and look great as well. Until next time, lovelies, later.